I ended up deciding to start my own company in 2015. And as I was coming up with names, I really wanted something that was meaningful to me. And my dad's company in California was called Shiloh Construction. And that name had always had so much meaning to me. So I thought, what about Shiloh Homes? I like that. As it turns out, that name actually in Hebrew, it's an old Jewish name, and it was a region called Shiloh that they would go, and it was a valley of peace. It was a place of peace, and I really started tying that concept into the homes that I was building as well. Once I had my own company, well, suddenly designs, it's all on me. What do I want to do? I wanted to build something different. The current market had a lot of wonderful craftsman homes that had kind of come into Oklahoma, into Edmond at the time. It was a little bit before the farmhouse era kicked in. I just thought, what can I do that kind of speaks to my history and is also different from what everyone else is doing? And I jumped deeper into the craftsman element of these homes. But instead of doing the modern contemporary craftsman, I actually jumped back to Pasadena, California in the early 1900s. There were two brothers, the Greene and Greene brothers, and they built masterpieces of these amazing, 10,000 square foot craftsman homes, not like the little cutesy houses you see on the side of the road here that were built in the 30s, 40s, 50s. And they were just exquisite. The architecture, the ways that was all made of wood, cedar, different types of woods, and beautiful stained wood, interlocking joints. I just thought, okay, how do I recreate this? We don't even have people who can do a lot of that type of work anymore. But I wanted to recreate that in Oklahoma. So I started sketching out my own plans. I learned to draft, and so I draw all of my own floor plans. I send them off to an architect. They turn it into a floor plan that we can use. They give me a kind of a basic exterior layout. And then I go and I start drawing the exterior versions based on that and coming up with kind of a still collaborative, but I really wanted it to be my own designs, and I would base each house on a unique Greene and Greene home of the past. And so internally I had each house named based on one of their historic homes. And so it was a really fun process. I would bring in different elements from each of those houses and try to recreate them in a vent hood design, in a garage door design, where I would have custom built wood garage doors that mirrored that, where I could take it from the outside, bring it inside, design a custom staircase that also had those same design elements to it. And so in the early days, we were making all the cabinets on site. They're all solid wood cabinets. I wanted all sorts of special things in each house. The baseboards were made of 4 pieces of wood that were custom ripped on site to the exact size, to the millimeter. I mean, it was kind of wild what we were doing. It was beautiful houses we were creating. And I loved doing that. I did that for years. But over time, I started transitioning in my style. I started realizing there's a lot of other looks that I like a lot and that do really well here in Oklahoma. I started looking into Scandinavian designs. I started pulling in some farmhouse elements, but instead of going modern, I actually went rustic farmhouse. I brought in the Tudor elements, English countryside. Oh, and now even kind of some Dutch elements, but Cape Dutch technically. I kind of took that and did my own version of it, which now I'm starting into that line as well. We'll have some elements there to show off soon. Yeah, it's been a really fun process just evolving with the design as I learn more, and now I think, well, maybe I'll try that. That sounds fun. And so each house is different. I never do the same house twice. I have a lot of different floor plans, and even within those floor plans, I always have variation. I change things internally. I change the colors, the design, new woodwork. It's just a really fun process being able to kind of see each individual project as something special.